Ever since I was a child, I was always presented by literally everybody, even the single stranger on the street that would see me. Oh, such a cute boy, wow! And just do with this with my cheek, like literally tear my cheeks apart and just tell me, whenever you grow up, you will be such a beautiful father, you will have this family and all. But I don't care about fathers, I don't care about my family, I just care about playing with my friends right now. Leave me alone. I don't want your desires planted upon me. But they still went ahead and kept on telling me this. And eventually, instead of actually even contributing toward this dream that they actually wanted me to dream about as well, instead of that, I just downloaded TikTok and just started death scrolling like on that. Instead of that, bro, instead of actually just continuing to death scroll on TikTok, instead of continuing upon the path that everybody presented to me, instead of that, I chose a different route. Started self-improvement and started reading books. And inside this book, I found a concept about God-given purpose. The thing that you were actually born for. This thing that you have inside your heart since that day you were literally made. I'm not talking about being born. Since the day you were literally made inside your mama's stomach. Since the day your spirit was implanted into your body, you had this thing, this purpose that you had actually to fulfill. Such a strong desire that sometimes is even stronger than your own family and children. In The Way of the Superior Man, basically, it's a whole book about purpose and all of that. And the author David Dida goes on and explains that every single difficulty and challenge upon the way of purpose, basically, every single day will be kind of like a mixture of perfectly fine and a well day and a perfectly terrible and hell day. Basically, there will be times whenever you even have a perfectly terrible day, but at the end of it, this purpose of yours is so strong that you will not feel bad. You will actually feel amazing thanks to this thing that you are currently avoiding, because at the end of it, if you have a purpose, you will not hold grudges. You will just push these things away and you will only have the good ones in front of you. So at the end of it, this road is paved with challenges, but it simply must be done if you want to become the man you actually want to become. Otherwise, if you just go ahead and work a 9-to-5 job like everybody else, you are basically living a life like the shell of a man that you currently are. You can be so much better than that. You can be helping people out like that. The Bible literally goes on and says the same thing, that God, since the day you were born with a God-given mission, a mission to fulfill. But since the day you were born, also there was a bunch of shit thrown at this mission of yours. Oh, school. Oh, another doctor, lawyer. Oh, you want ice cream. You need to do this, family, 3 children. Oh, a beautiful family. Oh, so many things. And out of a sudden you have all these layers of pure shit. Literally pure brown stinky shit upon your purpose. And now out of a sudden you're expected to actually do well in life. Well, what if I told you that simply isn't the case? And it's simply the case for so many Gen Z. Basically degenerates inside our lives. Why are they not happy? Why are they spending every single day of their life just death scrolling on TikTok like this? Literally, they're like, oh, they're basically doing cardio trainings while they are scrolling on their phones on TikTok. Why are they unhappy then? If this was so modern, if this was so cool and all of that, and if everybody was telling him to do this, why do some of them end up having suicidal thoughts? What's the reason behind this? Part 1. Your direction. Basically, this is the thing that will guide you through life. The thing that will actually guide you to the success life. You are here, and this is maybe 10 years apart, but if you do it actually well, maybe it will be just 1 or 2 years apart. So at the end of it, you just need to struggle to the challenges, eventually fall back, struggle to the challenges again until you reach the finish line and achieve your purpose, achieve your goal. But since the day you were born, this direction, as I previously said, was paved with pure shit. Education, family, friends, you have to get so many friends, you have to get school, you have to get university, you have to be a lawyer, a doctor, and all of that. You have to maybe have this desire and this desire, you have to have this cool new bag, you have to have the same bathrobe as Christian, you have to have the same camera as Christian, you have to have the same ring light as Christian, the same room as Christian, the same thing as Hamza and all of that. You have to have the same things as everybody around you. You will never be free like that, bro. You will literally never be free if you continue upon this path that everybody has presented to you. No, bro. That isn't how you actually go through life. You say no to all the bullshit around you. If your parents say that you actually need to go through college, say okay. Say okay. Lie into their faces saying that, okay, fair enough, you make a good point and all. When in reality, you don't give a fuck about university and you will drop out of high school as soon as possible. You have the choice within your hands. But will you make a valuable choice? Or will you be here just saying, oh, maybe I should actually go ahead and do what my parents say. Maybe I should go ahead and get a girl at around age 22 and then even though I don't have a house, we will sleep on the streets because that's how love, oh, if love, no. That isn't how life works, bro. If you actually want to live a good, happy life, you will need to make some sacrifices early on in your 20s to find this direction and actually start following it through the bullshit, through the challenges, through the crap, until few years down the line, you reach it. Part 2. What is this core, this finish line? Well, just remember back when you were a little kid, because I'm specifically saying on all my videos back when you were a little kid because you simply had the least amount of desires back in those times. So back when you were a little kid, how did you exactly act, bro? Did you just look up into the sky and say, oh, look at this very cool airplane and all of that? Remember that kid? Do you remember that kid that used to watch the plane and say, one day I will be riding upon that plane? Maybe you want to be the pilot of that plane. Or maybe you just simply want to be that free to just go ahead and ride inside the thing that you simply see as freedom. And then remember of all the other things that you are actually doing. Open up your journal or just any book whatsoever. Get your pen and just start writing down inside there. What did I enjoy? And list every single thing down. One of these things that you enjoyed back in those days is most likely the purpose that you actually want to achieve inside your life overall. Yes, as I said, it comes from that little age. Even before that you know your purpose, but sadly, so many people had to ruin it for you. So now it's your time to rediscover this and go on to the right. I truly believe that you will be able to do it, but in order to do it, you will need to prove some commitment. So as an actionable step, I want you to just pause the video right now and just start writing down all the directions that you could go in life. And ask yourself, which one is my most deepest one? Part 3. Why should I follow it? I will give you just 2 examples and then you can decide whether you want to follow it or not. Imagine this guy that goes to the ordinary path. He gets born, he gets all this bullshit literally sticked up on his purpose and all that. He doesn't even have a clue what his purpose is. His life literally has no meaning whatsoever. He goes on, finishes school, finishes university, gets the degree and all of that, gets a shitty 9-to-5 job that, okay, pays well, whatever pays well is good, and he goes wherever the money reigns. Eventually at age 30 he gets his wife. Even though he's still not ready for her, he still doesn't have a house, he still isn't able to provide enough for himself, let alone for his wife and all of that. They don't end up having kids because one night they decided to have them. But thanks to his shitty health and shitty sperm count, he ended up making his wife go through a miscarriage. They had a miscarriage. The person now he sees as the miscarriage and looks terrified. And as a result, he goes on and starts smoking, buying drugs, and all of that. Eventually, his wife sees that there is no hope inside this guy. She ends up divorcing him and moves on with her life. But this guy is now left alone on the mercy of gods. And he ends up committing suicide because now he simply has no reason to live. But now imagine the path of the purpose-driven man. He gets born. He gets the same bullshit sticked upon his purpose again, but he realizes that there is something more inside his life than simply going through school, finishing it, eating, shitting, sleeping, and dying. He realizes that there must be something more than that. Simply God wouldn't place you upon this earth to just eat, shit, sleep, and die. And repeat that until your fateful day. He simply wouldn't do that, and he realized this. And thanks to this, from early ages, he started cutting through the bullshit. He went to karate lessons, he went to Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, and everything. Literally everything that his purpose was telling him to do. He followed it. He followed this direction of purpose. And eventually, at age 22, he finally kind of discovered his purpose. He's making $22,000 a month from it. He has a beautiful house. He has a beautiful opportunity to have a family, and he actually goes ahead and meets his beautiful family and wife on age 22, the same year when he started making $22,000 a year. Now they have a beautiful marriage. Their marriage is the most amazing thing that so many people have seen in ages, and now when it's time to have kids, they end up having sex, and they end up knowing that they actually have twins because of the amazing health that this guy was actually holding himself in, because of the challenges that he faced thanks to his purpose, because of the thing that actually drove him through life. And even though he may have similar experiences like the first guy that actually committed a suicide, even if those times actually come and he found himself suddenly sitting on the edge of a cliff or a building about to jump off and die, he would just remember the purpose that he was actually doing this for. He wasn't doing it for himself. He wasn't doing it for simply his instant pleasures. Now he is doing it for his people, his wife, his children. He has so much to take care for. So do you really think that this guy will ever commit suicide? I don't think so, bro. And now it is your choice. Which one will you decide?